Only one opportunity remains to take one of those National Weather Service Storm Spotter classes. It's tomorrow evening in Fort Smith. They're at the Sebastian County Emergency Operations Center. Things get going around 6:30. Generally lasts about 2.5 hours or so. No registration, certainly no cost. Open to everyone that has an interest in storm spotting, severe weather. But nothing obligates you to go out and storm spot. Maybe you just want to come learn about how the warning process works. Tomorrow night's going to be a good night for you there in Fort Smith. Let's talk about those tornadoes on Friday evening. North Central, Northeast, even Southwest Arkansas. It looks like we've confirmed 10 thus far. I want to talk about 6, 2 of which were EF4s. Now, just to be clear, you typically start to see EF5 damage around 200 miles an hour. We were pretty darn close to that there in Jackson County. Now in Izard County, EF4 at 170 mile per hour winds estimated by Doppler radar and by damage. Interestingly enough, and we kind of heard from some folks there in Cave City earlier in the newscast, EF3 at 165 miles an hour. But at 166, that's when you expect EF4 damage. So we were really, really close to that. All this is preliminary. They're going to have to continue studying and looking at damage indicators, and this very well all could change. Quiet weather today, thank goodness, right? High pressure to our south that's been pumping up some strong southerly winds. That's going to continue overnight tonight. And tomorrow, as a result, it's probably going to be a tad warmer out there. Upper 70s, northwest Arkansas. How about some low 80s for those of us in the River Valley? A warm, mild day, but gosh, it's going to be windy again. Sustained winds 15 to 25. But those occasional gusts everywhere could reach about 40 miles per hour. This is what it could look like around 7:30 tomorrow morning, 20 to 30 mile per hour gusts. This isn't sustained. This is those isolated bursts of wind out there, right? By the afternoon hours, I think that's probably when we're going to be our breeziest. 30 to 40 will be common, and that probably continues likely into your Wednesday. There are some changes coming down the pike on Wednesday. I'm showing you a map futurecast here. I've added something new tonight. I don't often show you these lines, and you're thinking, Scott, what's all that spaghetti on my map? This is actually lines of pressure. And the reason I'm pointing it out to you tonight is as we see our next low pressure system, it swings us this cold front. Those lines of pressure are really close to each other, and that indicates to us a really windy day. The closer these lines are, the higher the wind speeds. It's pressure gradient is the technical term for it. As this front moves through, that's pretty much all it's going to bring are high winds. Maybe we squeeze out, if we're lucky, a stray shower or two. As that low pulls away, maybe it swings us a stray shower late Wednesday evening, but I'll tell you, odds of rain with this system are pretty low. We'll look for the weekend for some slightly better chances. Right now in Fort Smith, temperatures sitting comfortably at 64 degrees. Winds are somewhat light out of the east-southeast. Humidity up to 33, which overall is relatively low. But earlier today, it was in the 20s, and that results in some fire weather concerns. That's going to be a problem for us over the next few days. Weather Service indicating that some additional red flags may be necessary. 64 currently in Bentonville. South winds about 7 miles per hour. Humidity also relatively low, no pun intended, at 30, but it could be lower, and that's when you start to have those fire weather concerns. Your 10-day forecast shows 78 tomorrow's high in northwest Arkansas. Windy day. Windy day again on Wednesday. Now, when you look at Wednesday, you can see the drop in temperatures, the high 63, but here's the thing, even that is a little misleading. Let me explain. That front moves through. We'll see that high temperature somewhat early in the day, and by the afternoon, I think we're down into the 50s, so temperatures will be falling throughout the day. Wednesday, that takes us into Thursday, the first official day of spring. Highs barely making it into the upper 50s. Lots of sunshine out there. It does appear, though, by Friday, we turn things around, warming back into the 70s. We'll stay there through the weekend. Let me draw your attention to Sunday. Storm Prediction Center already telling us there's a chance of some storms about Sunday, but gosh, when we talk about severe weather forecasting, that's an eternity away. At this range, specifics aren't known. You can just see the overall pattern could swing us some storms. We'll watch it closely. If anything needs to be passed along of concern, we'll be sure to do just that. In the meantime, breezy the next several days, and that's going to be about it. It's the big story.
Yeah. All right, Scott, thanks.